Hi everyone, my name is Carolina Amor and I'm a psychic medium. I originally came from Argentina, but now I live in the States, and one of my passions is being a diviner. I love all the divination tools. I love tarot in particular, but I also do astrology and runes and pendulum, um, charms. Like divination is one of my passions in life, and I started when I was 11. I started with the tarot cards. They were the ones that caught my attention because I'm a visual person, so I like learning through images. I see in the images, and I am a seer as well. The way I receive information is by images. So cards were perfect for me. And then I started with astrology, and then I started with runes, and so on and so forth. So as you can see, this is one of my passions. And the other passion was teaching. I used to be an English teacher when I was in Argentina, and I'm no longer so, but I do my passion in teaching with teaching astrology, teaching tarot, teaching all divinations and intuition training. So just wanted to give a little background because I noticed that I've been doing these videos and I never talk about where I come from or who I am or how I got here. So I thought I would give you a little bit of insights. If you know me, you know I'm quite shy, and doing these videos is definitely out of my comfort zone. But definitely I feel like it's important, and I want to come at least weekly and bring you a message, bring you an idea, maybe something that you can explore to expand your divination practice, and see how we go from there, right? Right now, we have a couple of things happening in the sky. One of the, I guess, most important ones is that Mercury is retrograde, and it began the retrograde period on the 6th of March. So as you know, when Mercury turns retrograde, it makes things a little funky. Communications are not great. Signing any kind of agreement is not that great either. Usually transportation, cars may break down, things may fall apart. Many of those things are usually blamed to Mercury retrograde. But in this time, Mercury is retrograde in Pisces. And the sign of Pisces is about dreams, it's about the unconscious. So Mercury or any kind of planet, when they turn retrograde, they are an invitation to review or reanalyze what's happening in regards to that planet. If we know about Mercury, Mercury is about communication and the way of thinking. In the sign of Pisces, talks about the unconscious, talks about the dreams. So pay attention to your dreams in these next few weeks. Mercury turns direct on March 28th. So definitely, like, I think some of the revision may be happening when you're dreaming. You may be having memories from the past in your dreams, things that you have to reevaluate, or maybe in the dream world, you have an opportunity to sort of like see how things would pan out if you take one direction or the other. So that's my suggestion to you. Try to pay attention to your dreams in this period of time. Also, we had another change happening last week, and that was like Uranus moved from Aries into Taurus. We had that change last year, and we felt it for a very little time. But it was like very spurt and very quick. Then it went retrograde, and now it went direct again, and now it's going to be staying in Taurus for a while. This brings a change and a shift, because if you know, Aries is more about initiating change, motivating, like spark, moving forwards, going for it. Taurus is more about safety and feeling grounded and beautiful things. But if you can see the change in the planet of Uranus, is quite big, from like action and maybe more temper prone. That's when we see a lot of people, you know, having bad tempers in a way. To move into a Taurus that could be more like stubborn at that point. Also, Uranus is the planet of change and transformation. So it's been transforming through really like fast-paced, very fiery energy. And now it's going to be doing the transformation in a more earthy, energy, and that changes the vibration. We may see a lot of changes in the way we connect with money, with resources, with assets. You will still start feeling like there could be a shift in those areas. So be prepared. It's going to be there for a while, for a couple of years, like 8 or 9 years. So you have time to get used to Uranus being in Taurus. But wherever you have Taurus in your chart, that's the area that's going to get impacted. So those are the two big changes that I think like are present in what it is, the astrology realm, that I think it's good to mention this week. Also, we are going into a waxing moon. Waxing moon is the moon that happens between the new moon and the full moon. It's the growing moon. And I feel like we can connect with the cycles of life when we connect with the moon. The moon shows us that we always have that beginning, that growing, that completing, that dying, and being born again. And it does it in a period of time that's very short, in a 28-day period, right? So, because the sun does the same, but it's a daily thing. Like it goes down, it comes out, it goes down, it comes out. So definitely like it's much faster, but if you follow the moon, you have a little more time to assimilate the changes. And the waxing moon talks about what we are growing, right? What we are tending. We planted the seeds with the new moon. Now is the time to do the things that we need to do to see it grow, to see it manifest. So I would invite you, if you journal, to take your journal this week and say, like, what is my vision? What I'm wanting to achieve? What are the seeds that I planted, or what are my desires? And then what are the actions, concrete actions that I'm gonna take to make it happen? Okay, and then try to take one of those actions a day, or at least dedicate a small portion of your day, daily, like maybe 30 minutes, to do something that moves you towards your goal. This is, like I said, the period of growth. So you want to make sure that you are doing the right things to help your vision grow and your vision manifest. Okay, so definitely that's something that you could do this week. Try to pay attention. Maybe you can do some readings for yourself, or even pick up a card and ask, what is the next thing I need to do to make sure that my desire comes into fruition. Okay, and as I said, I wanted to do also a reading for the week. I do oracles daily. If you follow me on Instagram or on Facebook, I'm there, and my readings are very short and they are very succinct, but it's just like an idea of like, what are you focusing on that day? But I decided to do in these videos a weekly reading, so you can have an idea of what's happening this week. And what I'm getting from the universe this week is that, again, even with the topic of Mercury retrograde and those memories and those revisions, I feel like things from your past are going to come up, okay? Some things are going to start being sort of like brought back to the light, okay? And some things from the past could be okay, but some things from the past need to be transformed. And this is a week that I need you to definitely transform some of the things so you can get into a better space. Because if not, that past is going to become your trap. That past is going to keep you in maybe a regretful feeling or an anxiety feeling. Because those things that come up are not coming up to be reliving. It's not about living this thing again. It's about looking at what happened, looking at what the lesson was, what we can learn, thank the lesson, thank the past, but then move forward. Because if you don't transform that, like I said, we get into a being stuck mode. And the reason why I'm saying that, the cards that I got are the Six of Cups, which is the card that talks about the memories from the past, okay? The innocence, the childhood, the things that tie us to our beginning, okay? And what follows it is the Death card, okay? The Death card has such a bad reputation, but if you are a diviner, you know that death doesn't mean literal death. It just means that something needs to be transformed. Like when a door closes, another one opens. And you cannot get into a new space if you are still holding tight to the past. Okay, so that's why I'm saying you need to be transformed, because if not, if you don't transform, the consequence is the trap. You know, the Eight of Swords talks about a trap, and the trap is in the mind. That past may haunt you. That past may come in your dreams. And if you don't work on it, if you don't transform it, then it becomes your failure, or it becomes your prison in a way. This doesn't mean that it's bad, okay? If you choose to change, if you choose the steps you need to take to transform that, then you will find that freedom. You will be able to avoid that. But remember, when those memories come, or when those people come back from the past, you definitely need to make sure that you're ready to cope with it, to deal with it. One example of that happened to me a while ago is like, if you know me, you know I'm divorced, okay? And I happen to work in the same building that my ex-husband works now. So definitely it was quite a surprise and a shock when one day I find him on the elevator, okay? And I was like, okay, what's going on? This past is coming back to haunt me, okay? And I took it okay. I was fine, but definitely it opened that element of surprise, opened up some items in my past that I needed to work on. So definitely I took that opportunity to make sure that I would work on those things. So next time around, it doesn't have any impact. So I invite you, if you have any kind of situation like that one this week, try to take a step back, try to see what happened, try what you learned, forgive and forget and move on is one of the things. You know, Mercury retrograde is review, revise, but don't take any action, okay? The only action that I would ask you is just that you try to transform it. You can journal, you can paint, you can do anything creative. If not, if the emotions run high, just go for a walk and let it go. As you let go, like imagine your things being held like your keys, you know, and you can drop them. You can drop the past, you can drop the emotions. If you have your dreams, write them down or record them on your phone, because those may bring some messages for things that you need healing. And definitely, it's always a pleasure to be talking to you. You can always reach and find me at caroamor.com. That is CAROAMOR.com. You can send me your questions through the question boxes there, and I'm definitely going to incorporate them in these videos going forward. So I hope you write to me. I hope you watch this video. Post your comments, post your questions. I'll be looking for those, and hopefully I will see you next week. Have a great week, guys.